All right, let's pull back the curtain on something you use every single day: software. We're going to trace the path of a single idea, from just a thought, all the way to it becoming a real, working feature in an application.
I mean, really think about that for a second. You've got a whole team of developers, right? They're all working on the same project, maybe even the same files at the exact same time. One person's adding a new button, another is fixing a critical bug. How do they keep from tripping over each other and breaking everything?
Well, the answer is this incredible practice called version control. It's basically a safety net for code. It's handled by special software that acts like a time machine, logging every single change, who made it, and when they made it. This is the absolute bedrock of modern software collaboration. It's what turns potential chaos into parallel progress.
So here's the roadmap for our little features big adventure. First, we'll see how it's born in a safe, isolated space. Then we'll cover how it gets shared with the team. After that, the all-important conversation and review. Then comes the grand finale, merging it into the main project. And finally, we'll see how this whole system can scale up for huge, complex projects.
Every new feature, no matter how small, starts the same way. It needs a place to be built, a workshop where a developer can experiment, make a mess, and put things together without any risk of breaking the main product.
And that brings us to the single most important rule in team development. The main branch, you might also hear it called master, is sacred. It is the golden copy. It represents the stable, working software that's out in the world. You never, ever work directly on it. It has to be pristine, always.
So if you can't touch main, how does anything get done? The answer is branches. And the magic of a Git branch is that it's not a big, clumsy copy of your whole project. It's just a tiny, lightweight pointer. It basically says, okay, I'm starting a new line of history right here. This makes creating branches almost instantaneous.
And look how simple it is to actually do it. A developer just runs this one command, git checkout -b new feature. And boom, just like that, they've created their own private sandbox. They can build, break, and fix their feature in complete isolation, and the stable main branch remains totally untouched.
Okay, so our developer has been working away and has something cool to show for it. But a feature built in isolation isn't very useful, is it? The next step is to share that work with the team, get some fresh eyes on it, and start collaborating. To get this, you need to understand there are two copies of the project. There's the local repository, which is the one on your own laptop, and then there's the remote repository, which is the official shared version living on a central server. The whole goal here is to get your new branch from your local machine up to that central hub. Git keeps track of that central hub using something called a remote. Honestly, you can just think of it like a bookmark or a nickname for the server's web address, and by convention, that main bookmark is almost always named origin.
And this is the command that connects the two worlds, git push origin new feature. It's a simple instruction that tells Git, hey, take the branch I've named new feature and push a copy of it up to the remote server we call origin. Just like that, the developer's private work is now visible to everyone else on the team.
So the code is up on the shared server. Great, but we're not done. This is where the real magic of collaboration starts. You can't just throw code over the wall. You have to formally propose that your new feature should become part of the main project.
And we do this with something called a pull request, or a PR. The name is actually perfect because it describes exactly what's happening. You are respectfully requesting that the project maintainers pull your changes into their official branch. It's a proposal, a conversation starter. And a good pull request lays everything out clearly. You say where the changes are coming from, your new feature branch, and where they should go, usually the main branch. Then you add a clear title, a really good description of what you built and why, and you tag the specific people you want to review your work. And this is the key takeaway. A pull request is so much more than just code. It becomes this living, breathing discussion forum. Reviewers can leave comments on specific lines of code, ask for changes, and have a back-and-forth conversation. All that history is tracked right there with the code itself. All right, the discussion is done, the feedback has been incorporated, and the team has given their thumbs up. Our feature has passed the test. Now it's time for the final, triumphant moment, officially bringing it into the main project.
This is that satisfying moment. The pull request gets that green check mark. Everyone agrees the code is solid, the feature is valuable, and it is officially ready to be a part of the software.
The person in charge of the project, the maintainer, then performs the final rites. They switch back to the main branch on their own machine, and they run the git merge command.
This one command intelligently takes all the changes in history from the feature branch and weaves it perfectly into the main project's timeline.
And last but not least, a little cleanup. The feature branch did its job beautifully, but its journey is over, so you can safely delete it. This keeps the project tidy and makes it easy for everyone to see what work is still in progress.
So, that was the life of one feature, from start to finish. It's a pretty clean process. But what happens when you have a massive project? Dozens of developers, strict release dates, and you have to deal with urgent bugs. That simple flow needs a little more structure. Yeah, this is the real challenge for big teams, right? How do you manage what's going into the next big release versus what's being worked on for the release after that? And what happens when a critical bug is found in the live version and you need to fix it right now? You need a system.
And a very popular system for this is called the Git flow workflow. It looks a little complex, but the idea is simple. It just creates more specialized branches for different jobs. You can see main is still just for official releases, but now there's a develop branch where all the new features get merged first. When you're ready to prepare a new public version, you create a release branch. And maybe most importantly, if there's a crisis, you can create a hotfix branch directly from main to patch it immediately. Every branch has a very specific job, which brings order to all that complexity.
So, let's just quickly recap our feature's entire life story. It started with branching, which gave it a safe place to be created. Then, pull requests turned it from just code into a team conversation, making it better. Merging was the final celebration where it officially joined the project. And finally, workflows like Gitflow show us how to take this simple process and make it work for even the biggest and most complicated projects.
And that process, in a nutshell, is how modern teams build the software that runs our world. It's a beautiful system of safety, communication, and structure that allows brilliant ideas to become reality. Now that you've seen the journey, what will you build next?